Oh, hello, children. I did not see you there. Today we will be reading a tale old as time, The Grinch of Katy by Casey Hughes. Every kiddo in Katy liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived east out in Houston, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please do not ask me why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his pants were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Whatever the reason, if he was a bit mad or kind of crazy, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating all of Katy. Staring down from his condo with a sour, Grinchy frown at a warm lighted window below in their town. For he knew every child in Katy out west was on their best behavior at Santa's request. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled, with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Katy girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush to their toys. And then, oh, the noise, the noise, the noise, noise, noise. Then the people of Katy, the young and the old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 and feast. They would feast on Snappy's breakfast and rare midway roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And the more the Grinch thought of this Katy Christmas zing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming, but how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and his hat, I look just like old Saint Nick. He loaded up some bags and some old empty sacks. On a ramshackle sleigh, he hitched up his dog Max. Then the Grinch said, Giddy up! And the sleigh started down. I will stop Christmas from coming to this quaint little town. He stopped just at the street department, just down the square. This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus glared. He found what he needed, and he climbed inside. This will tear down all Christmas trees, he gloated with pride. But just as he started to turn on the key, the foreman yelled out from a white SUV, Get out of there, Grinch! You're not welcome here. Katy loves Christmas and holiday cheer. The Grinch sprang up from his seat and ran off to the south. Christmas will not happen, he yelled out by mouth. Wondering about his next course of action, the Grinch began to smirk with content satisfaction. To City Hall I shall go, and the mayor I will play. I will create a new law outlawing Christmas Day. At the mayor's desk he sat, with his feet in the air, writing and creating his declaration with care, when suddenly, without warning, HR did appear. Who are you? Where's the mayor? Get out of here! Just like that, the Grinch jumped to his feet. He ran through the halls in a hasty retreat. The Grinch walked aimlessly with defeat on his brain, when all of a sudden, I've got it, he exclaimed. To the fire department I'll go. They are sure to be sleeping. And at the big garage doors, his eyes began peeping. The engine was parked. It was equipped with a ladder. I will steal this truck now. It won't really matter. I'll drive this around town and pull down all the lights. The engine began to roar. The Grinch smiled with delight. A fireman in pajamas came sliding down the pole. Get out of that truck, Grinch. You're out of control. The Grinch sprang from his seat and dashed out the door. He tripped over some hoses that were lying on the floor. Down the sidewalk he ran, and without turning around, he yelled, "Christmas is over, and you look like a clown!" One last idea to end Christmas was left. To the police department he went to commit misdemeanor theft. You see, the PD takes in and gives away many toys, which are then given away to good girls and boys. "I will take all the toys and throw them in the river. Without any gifts, what will Santa deliver?" The Grinch began to fill his old dirty sack, unaware that the court had begun following his tracks. They called 911 to report the Grinch's actions, all the while watching him with dissatisfaction. Officers arrived, lickety-split. They were already at the station, bored, I'll admit. "Freeze! Do not move! Put your hands in the air, back away from the sack, and stand over there!" The officers moved in quickly and cuffed both his hands. "You're not stopping Christmas. We've ruined your plans." Shackled and defeated, they led him away. Katy was now free to celebrate Christmas Day. The holidays were saved, and the crowd began to cheer. The Grinch had been arrested by an elf and a reindeer. Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays.